Greetings, housemates, and welcome back to Learn to Play Endless Legend. I'm Phwop, and this episode is going to be about the pearls we collected in the last winter. Summer has come again, and what are we going to do with this time of plenty and respite? Note that winter comes sooner than it did last time and will come more and more often, and it will last longer and longer as the game progresses. Since summer has returned, everything is lush and green, which means all the winter penalties to dust and food production and other things are going to be gone, which is great. And an altar of Auriga expansion has to be built in your empire to allow you to affect the winter effects by spending pearls. So what does that mean? We haven't built our altar yet. We've got kind of a plan. Here are the winter penalties. Once you've built an altar, you can vote on the future penalties that winter will apply by spending pearls. It's not a glorious thing, but sometimes you can pick an effect that will really screw over an opponent while it won't harm you so much, or you can avoid effects that will totally screw you. That's over here. That's completely optional. You can just let the AI players duke it out over that if you feel like it, or the other players if you're playing humans. But now that the first winter has happened, as soon as it starts, you unlock the ability to access these three blessings. They're kind of like technologies that you pay for with pearls instead of science, which is great because the more technologies, the better. They let you figure out what's up. So let's take a look at your three options for the first winter. The Tower of Truth. Note that at the top of the tooltip, it tells you that it cost 10 pearls. All of these technologies cost 10 pearls. The next ring for winter 2 cost 15, and the outer ring cost 20 pearls. That's a lot of pearls. So it could be worth your while to have a unit or hero specialized in nabbing pearls. The shifter race, the Lethe heroes are particularly, their faction specific skills happen to include a really nice pearl grabbing one that gives them bonus experience and additional pearls for each one they grab. And they also have a specific unit, their Skyfin, that is incredibly good at grabbing pearls. I don't believe there's a minor faction that's good at nabbing pearls, so unless you're using an Lethe hero or one of their Skyfins, it doesn't really matter. There is an accessory you can access later on that lets your hero be better at gathering pearls, but it's not available till like era 4 or 5. So what can we get here? Tower of Truth. You build this on top of a watchtower. So this is a watchtower improvement. It gives your watchtower 2 extra vision, but not additional detection, but 5 total vision is a lot. It gives it extra fortification, so it is harder to destroy and pillage and siege. And it adds this interesting ability here, plus 0.3 retaliation damage per fortification on the defensive tower. Damage is spread across all units of unfriendly army at the start of the turn. I'm not totally sure what the exact fortification value is, but that's basically for every 3 fortification, you do 1 damage to anything sitting next to the tower. Each army, I believe, takes damage individually, so if they have multiple armies nearby, both of those armies are getting hurt. The cool thing about this is that it's totally passive, and you don't have to be at war with them to hurt them. It just causes them to be, if they're standing near your Tower of Truth, hurt continuously. It's not a lot of damage. It's really painful the fewer units the enemy has. And it's just a great way to like soften them up or encourage them not to be anywhere near you and your watchtowers. Plus the giant vision boost and the extra fortification are nice. It's not a must-have, but it's pretty sweet. Here we have Pearl Hoarding. This lets you create stockpiles much more cheaply than the standard technology does. The actual technology for making stockpiles is it's tier 3. So that's equivalent to a tier 3 technology that you can buy with pearls. And these stockpiles are 500 resources at a cost of 1,200 industry. Whereas the pearls are, it doesn't actually say how many resources you get, but it's 100 industry and 8 pearls, which is a lot lower industry cap. So this can be, if you have a lot of pearls, an easy way to transport food and industry, or turn pearls into science, pearls and industry into science. And a great way to be really flexible, or just go all out economics on your empire. So pearl hoarding, not bad choice, not bad at all, especially if you don't have the sweet necrophage ability to turn dead enemies into food stockpiles. This can simulate a bit of that power. And the third unlockable technology, the necrophage, there is one over here. I think it's a political one that is just not available to the necrophage, or it could be specific to something else. Anyway, the third effect we have access to is Nyctalopian lenses. It gives us a city improvement that provides immunity to winter vision penalty on the city and regional buildings. So that means that your watchtowers, your extractors, and your city don't lose vision during the winter. Note that not only does it cost 10 pearls to unlock each of these, but it costs pearls to use each of their abilities. For us, none of these are super important. The watchtower would be nice, but we're saving up for pearl smithing, and we'll need all the pearls we collect to actually equip anyone with, to make all the armor that we need. So we're just gonna stock up for now. So all of that is awesome. Also in summer, note that, yeah, our income increased a lot. Feeds on bones. 2 turns till you can transfer, which is good because this thing is done in 4. And we want to make sure we're over here to get that big XP boost from finishing this high industry thing. And I believe that's it for the coming of summer. Now, one last note, actually. When summer arrives, you get all your mobility back, and of course there are still pearls left over. If you pull back to this level, pearls will be represented by a white circle on the ground. Unfortunately, I don't have any for you to see right now, but you can only see pearls within your vision, which makes watchtowers great for helping you identify pearls. The Lethe race faction can actually see pearls in the fog of war. They can't see it in places they have never explored, but they will know if there's a pearl here, even if they don't have direct vision of it, which is a pretty powerful boost. So summer is a good time for you to get the movement you need back to gather up all the pearls that you couldn't get before, or to search for more pearls. So don't just stop because winter's gone looking for pearls. It may actually be your best opportunity to snag the last couple ones left on the map. All right, that's it for the end of winter and the first winter and the Altar of Auriga effects. We'll be back with another video later as we close in on the completion of the Museum of Auriga and we do the next districts video. Until then, remember to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and remember how downhill it is from here.